Hello YouTube, iFixItAll here, Team iFixItAll. No, I don't cut my grass until I feel comfortable that all the critters have come out. I think I need a microphone, hang on. So that might be much better. We shall see. See if I got my solid blue light, I do. Now I don't cut my grass until several weeks into the spring because when all of the little critters come out of hibernation, one of the first things God gives to us is dandelion sprouts and flowers and things like that. And dandelions are not the evil nemesis of your yard. They have a good root system that goes several feet down. They add nutrients to the soil. But speaking of nutrients, last spring, I did a bunch of weeding on my very first grass cutting. And my very first weeding episode for around the garden, raised beds and such. And I took those weeds and put them in this blue drum right here. This blue drum used to be 3/4 of the way plumb full of debris, weeds, and then I added water. Well, as that stuff decomposes, that water is going to be good, nutritious. It has all these vitamins in it that are good for plants and such, for watering baby plants and all that. But you let it sit over winter, and what happened was all that water evaporated off because I had this lid on pretty good. I didn't have the strap on the lid to seal it, but it was just snapped on. And what happened was all these weeds that were up to here, everything decomposed and compressed to about half of this drum, half full. And I've used quite a bit of it, but this is what it gave me. It gave me dirt. Like that. Now, the only mistake I made, just so you know, don't put your roots in here because the roots are a bane. So I'm shoveling some out and prepping in a 5-gallon bucket so I'll have some potting soil on standby to put together some sweet potato starts for my neighbor. I'm going to take this dirt and I'm going to go back to the chicken area and tap into a great big pile of leaves, and of course I'm zoomed in. I'm going to tap into a big pile of leaves and mulch and stuff where over winter time I've been collecting the bedding from the chicken coop, and I'll mix it in with that too. Let me show you. We've hatched out 9 more chickens. We got 3 that hatched as a group, and then we had 6 that hatched as a group. So this whole chicken yard here is just for little guys during the day. Hi guys! But I give them some chicken enrichment. I've got a great big mound of dirt right there. It's when I clean out the chicken coop area, I rake it. It falls behind this chicken wire here down on the ground, and then eventually I end up breaking it into a big pile, and it gives them some chicken enrichment to go over there and rake at and dig things out. And they're having a blast with it. Everybody seems to have a full crop, a fat little bulge at the base of their neck, and all that. But what I'll do is I'll get a couple of shovel loads of that, and I'll put it in my 5-gallon bucket, and then I will do a couple other things to stir it up. Hang tight. So I got some dirt from around back at the chicken coop area, and I put it in with the dirt in this 5-gallon bucket. And all I've got to do now is just mix it with a drill and an auger. Just blend it together. and do that, and I'll have some decent, well, the dirt came from decomposing weeds. And then the added stuff I put in came from the dirt, the big hill that I made for chicken enrichment, which the chickens just love a mound of dirt. You give them something, a mound of anything, and they'll work it until they root everything out. So I won't be using that whole mound, but that gives everybody something to do all summer long when they go back to the roost. But purpose of this is your own DIY soil or potting soil or soil you can use to start your own seedlings. And that's how I got all my stuff started this year, is just using this. I had a little bag of, half a bag of potting soil right there. There was a bag. And I think I mixed it in sometime or another. But this is how I'm doing it, and it's pretty darn good looking dirt. It's got a lot of aggregate in it, meaning there's going to be leaves, an occasional stone maybe, I don't know. The bigger stuff I don't want in there. I kind of regret throwing the weeds with the roots in because some of those roots really became woody. So that's why there's a lot of bulk in here. I don't know what that is. It's an actual piece of a wooden dowel. I mean, it feels like it. But I'll put these into some of those little square containers there. And I'll get my neighbor some sweet potato starts started. That was the purpose of this, DIY topsoil or potting soil. By using your weeds that you have, your weed cuttings. Remember, so to end the video, get you a drum with a lid. Fill your drum up with weeds. Stomp it good and tight if you have to. Compact it. Press it down. Just add more and add more and add more. And then add water. And then over the course of the summer, as that water, those weeds are decomposing, that water will be enriched with nitrogen. You can use that water to water your plants. However, you're going to have to add more water back. Well, eventually, wintertime's going to get here. And you're not using any of the water. Just put the lid on it. Don't clamp it, but just let it set all winter and let it roll through the winter. Let it keep the lid on it though. Maybe put a block on top of it or something, but you want it to vent off, and it'll turn into dirt. First time I ever done this. It was pretty fun. All right, guys. So if you have multiple barrels, imagine how much dirt you can create. Very nutritious dirt for plants. Okay, we will see you. Long enough on this. Bye. I'm trying to say bye and it won't go away.